Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Quick audio check, and then we'll get straight into tonight's stream. We're just going to be talking about the latest on Virginia Giuffre, her apparent suicide. So I'm going to be covering the Jean Hatman case separately because we've got some updates on that as well. So I'm going to try and keep this down to an hour. We'll see. I'm going to try my best, maybe under an hour because it's quite late. Apologies why I'm having to do them later now because I've got so much to do for the hedgehogs and everything else. So the evenings are pretty busy. And then I've got to get the little one ready for bed. So just apologies why it's so late. Hopefully there's a lot of you are still up at 9 o'clock. Right, welcome. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you to our members. So basically I'm just going to crack on with it as well. So Blanket, hello. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the live stream. And if you're watching the replay, big up the replay crew, please hit the like if you enjoy the content. Okay, so Virginia Giuffre was pronounced dead, and the police didn't confirm it for a while after as well, which is a bit bizarre. I think it's been 4 or 5 days now that she apparently unalived herself. Now, there's not that much coming out, but there's enough coming out for me to update you all. So we're going to get straight into it tonight. Now, they've apparently they found a suicide note. Now, from what I'm reading, right, just let me know if the audio is okay. From what I'm reading, this suicide note was found after the event, which is a bit bizarre. They apparently found it. So we're going to have a look at that note now and see what. Hang on, let me just get into this. Just bear with me a sec and just get the article up. The note has been published, so we can actually see it. I am annoyed that that Pat Bondi, who promised to release the Epstein files, has done absolutely nothing. I'm not going to lie, that has really, really peed me off, because we're going to have a little bit look further into this now, but it seems to me that she was starting to release quite a few names just before she was unalived. So the thing is, the Epstein files, whatever you want to call them, before he even died, most of us knew the names anyway, you know, that were on there. 5 thank you so much. So we're going to see the note now. I'm going to put it full screen. All right. This is really, really sad. Really sad. No matter whether you believe that she was, you know, the victim, or whether you believe she helped, which she probably did, but she was 17. So you're not really complicit at that age, are you? You're still a kid. You know, she could have been completely mind controlled into helping. I think she's admitted as well that she was, you know, when she was with that Ghislaine, that she was procuring up to a 12-year-old, we're told anyway. I think it were younger. So the family have revealed now, I think it's her sister-in-law, her defiant words in a handwritten note found after the S side. Okay, try not to use the word too much because they don't like it. So Virginia's family has shared, hopefully you guys can read this. Welcome again, everybody. I'm getting straight into it. We try and make it a bit bigger for you so everyone can read it. Okay, so the family shared a heartbreaking handwritten note that she left behind. And again, I don't believe this, I'm sorry. With a final message of support for sexual abuse survivors. Let's not forget that she said numerous times, Virginia said, that she was not in any shape or form about to or want anytime in the future to unalive herself. Okay, she said this, but we'll get more into that in a moment. So Giuffre, the prominent victim, left a note at her Australian farmhouse where she died by S side, even though they said that the day that she died, how she died. Again, you can't say that just because you found someone in however they found her. It doesn't even. There's been no autopsy or anything. Anyone can. It should be apparent or alleged. They're just saying it like it's a fact, and it isn't a fact. She could have been bumped off and then placed there. But anyway, I digress. Her family found this. Apparently, they found this note amongst several of her possessions. You couldn't make this up and think it was intended to be sent to a protest outside the White House Wednesday, which is today, according to her heartbroken sister-in-law, Amanda Roberts. If that was the case, why wouldn't she have sent the note? Why would it just be there? You know, and I'm sorry, but if you're going to leave a note like that, then you don't leave it hidden in your belongings, do you? So the note says, here we go. We're going to read it here. So, sorry, the sister-in-law said, "Hello, world. We received news today that there's a protest in DC. We found a handwritten note that our sister, Virginia, wrote. I think it's important that the survivors know that she's with you." Well, she isn't, is she? "And her voice will not be silenced, but it has. I know it's so important, and her wish is that we continue to fight." Her words are, "Mothers," this, to me, this does not look real, I'm sorry. "Mothers, fathers, sisters and brothers need to show the battle lines are drawn and stand together for the future of victims." Is protesting the answer? I don't know, but we've got to start somewhere. To all survivors and those protesting, we stand with you in solidarity and know the fight is not over. So they're saying that they found this in all of her stuff, which to me isn't. That to me is not an S side note, right? Doesn't say goodbye, children, goodbye, parents and brother and sister-in-law. It just says they stand together. Now, they live in Australia. She lived in Australia. Why on earth would she write that out to then send to a protest across the other side of the world in DC? It makes no sense. Exactly. Hi, Luce. I was going to message you, see how you're doing. The bus crash didn't work. I'm so tired, guys. "We're not going to go away," Giuffre 41 wrote in the letter. Where does it say that? Hang on a minute. Is it battle line to drawn? Protest, I don't know, but we've got to start somewhere. Right, well, there's a clip of it there, but it says here, "We're not going to go away," wrote in the letter. I can't see him. I cannot see "we're not going to go away" written in that anywhere. Yet again, more nonsense that doesn't make any sense. Does not say that. Not in what we've been shown anyway, unless I'm missing something. No, it doesn't say that. They can't even get it right, what they've said in the notes. Is protesting the answer? No, we know about this. So she was alleged to have forced to have sex with Britain's Prince Andrew. She was found dead roughly an hour from Perth. As we know, there she's holding a photo of when she was younger. Now, I don't think that that is, in my opinion anyway, a note of unaliving. I don't know about you guys, but to say that that's a note to say that she's ending her life, I don't believe that for 1 minute. Maybe she has gone into witness protection, Elaine. That's a theory that it is plausible. Let me just see what else people are saying in chat. Hi Carlos. Hi everybody. Hi Lovely. Hi Amethyst. What about the statement she had forward? That didn't make any sense. Now, we looked into that, didn't we? Basically, she made this statement and she reckons at the time that she didn't mean... Oh, sorry, I can't stop yawning tonight. I'm really tired. Let me just have a bit of my cup of tea. 1 sec. It's too hot. So she says that she meant to post that Instagram post on a private Facebook, and that the urologist said that her kidneys would fail without treatment and she had 4 days to live. None of it made any sense. That picture, the photograph of her covered in bruises, didn't look anything like you'd look like after a crash. It looked like how you would look after being beaten up. So let's not forget that it since came out, because the thing is, right, it came out after that she reported her husband in January for assaulting her, that nearly killed her, that fractured her eye socket, right? And then he took a restraining order out on her. There's so many lies here. None of it makes any sense. But what I want to get into a little bit is how she met her husband. But before that, we're going to talk. Oh, there's a few things I want to cover. Now, some of the things that she was revealing before she died were interesting. We'll get into that in a moment. She was starting to name people. Do you know she was writing a book? She was writing a book, guys, and it was going to be released, because we know she wrote one, right? She wrote one, but it never got released. There's been like unreleased pages from it, but she was writing a book and she was starting to drop names officially. Well, we'll get into that in a moment, but she was starting to drop names. Now, this is good news. At least a dad wants the suicide investigated. Now, there's a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, the investigation's by the same people that let know. Investigation will be by the Australians. That's where she was when she died. So her father is calling on authorities to do some digging into her death, which was initially ruled a suicide. Again, I don't mean to repeat myself. How was it ruled a suicide on the day they found her? Somebody could literally be strangled and then had a rope tied around the neck and pretended to be hung, and you could walk in and go, oh, look, they've hung themselves. It doesn't make any sense. In this day and age, with all the DNA and all the other things that they've got, they shouldn't be doing that. So her father isn't happy. He says she always warned to be wary of if she ever was found to have taken her own life. Okay, I'm just drop this link in for this article here. If you're watching on the replay, we've got the replay crew. All the articles that we're discussing tonight will be linked in the description. So in 2015, she publicly accused Eggstein, and we know about all that. And it goes here, look. She was found dead in her Australian home last week. See how the wording's changing? Look, after seemingly killing herself. Exactly. Seemingly. There's no proof of it. So there she is with old Giz Lane, or the lame of the Giz, and Eggstein. Virginia's family chalked her death up to suicide in a statement announcing her death last week, but her father is walking that back. Virginia's father, Sky Roberts. Now, I thought the brother was called Sky. This is confusing. Right. They said that her brother was called Sky and his wife was called Amanda. So are they saying now that the dad and the brother have got the same name? Anyway, her father has said that his daughter posted videos in the past saying that if she ever died by suicide, not to believe it and to have authorities investigate. And she posted it. We know about this post on social media, but apparently she made videos as well. But people have what? This post is from a suspended account. So her account's been suspended on Twitter since. Someone's recently screenshot this, but her account's been suspended. Why? Why has her account been suspended? So no one can go through all her old tweets. Wow. That wasn't suspended the other day because I looked. I'm making it publicly known. We know this, but I'm going to read it out again. I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and my GP. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted. So that was her post on the 10th of December 2019. She was replying to another post where someone called the FBI will kill her to protect the ultra rich and well connected. So somebody else said they're going to try and bump you off. So she posted that in reply. So in addition to her father's call for authorities to take a closer look at Virginia's death, her attorney, who's been a long-time spokesperson as well, is also casting doubt on her committing S-side. Virginia's attorney, so that's Sky, that's her dad. So her brother's called Sky as well. So there she's with her dad. Her attorney told the Sun there were no signs she was contemplating suicide. There's S-side and then there's misadventure. You see, this picture here looks more like somebody that's been beaten up. What are people saying in chat? Let's have a gander. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Cassie? Who's Cassie? Kathy. Julius is here. Lee. Amethyst. Saskia. Linda. Hi, everyone. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just literally glancing at the chat now. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? What's the matter, Momo? So, as we reported, Virginia's death came a few weeks after she claimed she had 4 days to live. You see, this Gizmo, Georgie, don't do that, darling. Don't do that. You hurt him, boys. So, I think that this weird car accident, and the thing is, right, it was a school bus with children on board. So, if it was a hit, then what a strange way, but then actually what a genius way of doing it, because no one's going to think that a school bus with kids on is going to be part of a hit. So if it had killed her, no one's going to suspect a thing. So if they drove a car or rammed a car into her car or a coach or something with nobody on it, right, and it killed her, people will start asking questions. Like what happened to Diana, or a head-on collision. And if you had a school bus full of kids, there's no way on earth that anyone would question anything. But what sort of psychopath would use children as a cover? And the school bus driver had been working there for years, so I highly doubt that was anything. So it just gets more and more weird. Now, her husband has been quiet. We haven't heard anything from the husband. Right, so we've got more information here on what her lawyer actually says. Let me just get this up. So we've just heard that her father has said that this doesn't make any sense. Boys, calm down, will you? Oh my God. Right, I'm going to tell you, we've got quotes here from her lawyer. Hello, everybody, 66 watching. Hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you want me to keep you updated with this story, let me know, and I will keep on doing it. If you don't, then just say, we don't want to know anymore. It's boring. Okay. Just, you know, I do this, guys. I do this for you. So let me know what you want and what you don't want. Yeah, so the lawyer who killed the saying she killed herself has cast out on a suicide, insisting we've got big, this is quoting, we've got big, hang on, Oscar's having a, just hold on a minute. Oh, did I just see some memberships? Hang on. Oh, who did that? Was that Amethyst? Hang on, let me just get into the chat. Sorry. I'm not even in the stream on my phone. She's right. Oh, thank you so much. Let me just see who got one. We had. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. Andy Cruz, Mark Schumann, Princess Tippy Toes, R Baller, I don't know who that is, and Lisa got one. Oh, thank you so much, darling. Appreciate that. 26 likes, guys. Again, thank you. I really appreciate that, sweetheart. I really do. I'm going to put this full screen, actually, so you can see it. So this is from her lawyer. So her name's Carrie Loudon, right? And she says here, she claimed the 41-year-old mother had shown no signs she wanted to harm herself before she was found dead. She says, when I got the phone call, I was like, are you joking? Because there was no sign that there was something that she was considering. She had represented Giuffre since January, so it wasn't her longtime friend. She expressed skepticism over her family's shocking announcement. Do you not find this a little bit strange that her brother and her sister-in-law were straight on the bandwagon of, yeah, suicide? And yet her dad and her lawyer are questioning it. Shouldn't we be questioning why her brother and sister-in-law, who lived over there as well, didn't seem bothered? Because they lived in Australia, where I think that they were actually staying with her at the time when it happened. But her family, her dad, doesn't believe it. What is going on? Why have all the people that live in Australia around her seemingly washed their hands of her? As the dad, the kids, the brother and the sister-in-law were always supporting her, but the way that they just announced it was just bizarre. Like, why weren't they questioning it? She says there's suicide and this misadventure. I didn't see her in the room. I wasn't in there. The family said what the family has said, but I'm not going to speculate whether it was S-side or accidental. I think that's her in hospital. I'm not quite sure when that was taken. Or is that even her? It doesn't look like her, does it? But she's got no makeup on, so maybe it is her. Apparently it is. Her death came just weeks after she took to social media to claim she had days to live. There's egg stain. She said she was in a lot of pain, but she was looking, that was from the accident. She was in a lot of pain, but she was looking forward to things in the future. I think, let me just give you a wrench. This is really dodgy, isn't it? Hang on. I'm just messaging now. AI, if you're watching, can you read the WhatsApp, please? So, yeah, the family have released this again. She was literally found on Friday, and her family released it on the same day without the police hadn't even confirmed it at that point. Why did the police take so long to confirm that she had passed away? Let me just see when the police did confirm it. One sec. They're back on the hacker thing as well. Just while I'm looking for this, you know, all the blackouts, they're trying to blame it on hackers again now. They've changed it again from the Northern Lights. You couldn't make it up, honestly. And just find out when the police confirmed. Right, so 2 days ago, President Trump came out and did comment on it as well. We're going to get his say. Hang on. Okay, so this was 2 days ago. So it must have been confirmed, but apparently it wasn't confirmed till after. Trump says the death of Virginia Giuffre, who accused Prince Andrew of sexual assault, is a horrible thing. That's Trump's quote. He said the death of Virginia Giuffre is a horrible thing. Her family said she lost suicide. Responding to a reporter's question at a New Jersey airport, the US president said that whole situation is very sad, her and others. Certainly, that's a horrible thing. So I think that's all that he said. Now, he's repeatedly denied claims about this, but they did reach the out of court settlement. Again, there's no way you would do that. You would not reach an out of court settlement if there was nothing to see there. So in a subsequent lawsuit, Miss Giuffre said that she was a spa attendant as a teenager at Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Trump's Palm Beach Club. So she's saying that she worked for President Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort, where she was approached by Ghislaine. So they are trying to lump Trump in with all of this, even though there is no evidence that President Trump was involved. But because she worked at his resort, and that's where she met Maxwell, that's how they're trying to lump everybody in with President Trump. It's just another way of trying to ruin his character. So Miss Giuffre was hired as a masseuse for Eggstein and was flown around the world for meetings with men at his behest while she was, Miss Giuffre, 17 and 18. So they hired her as a masseuse for Eggstein. I think Maxwell approached her at the Mar-a-Lago, where Trump owns. Ghislaine approached Virginia Roberts at the time and got her to do that for Eggstein. And then that is where it went on to be Prince Andrew, allegedly. So Maxwell is in jail still. She's got 20 years. I've seen some of the photos of her. I don't think that she's in jail at all. I don't think it's her. So, oh, thank you, Furry. Thank you, darling. Her note originally included herself as she wrote we. Yeah, I did notice that. Let me get that back up. Yes. And do you not think that the thing is as well, right? I don't know about you guys, but that was not a note. It wasn't, was it? To me, that didn't look like. They found it in her stuff. Do you know what I mean? Right. You just get this back up. Good point, Furry. And thank you again, sweetie. Right. And get this back up a minute. Let me just put it on full screen. Right. Yeah, and this is what I don't understand. It isn't a note. They're saying it was. It's not. It doesn't mention anything about taking her own life. And we crossed out a drawn and stand together to fight for future victims because they've crossed out the we. Is protesting the answer? I don't know, but we've got the thing is right. She lives in Australia. Why would she write out this little handwritten note for a protest in America? It doesn't make any sense. Was she planning on going to it? There's no, she couldn't have gone because she was supposed to be like smashed up from that accident. And then she had a court case coming up. She had a court date coming up soon. So I highly doubt that she would have even been allowed to have flew because she was like, she breached her restraining order apparently in February to see her children. And she was due back in court just after she had this accident. So I highly doubt, I don't know for sure, but I highly doubt that she would have even been allowed to have flew. But why would you write a handwritten note when you live in a different country? We is self-inclusion and then it's scored out. Yeah, I genuinely don't believe, I don't know about you guys, but I don't believe that she wrote that. And I don't think it's got absolutely anything to do with her apparent death, unaliving, or whatever you want to call it. I just don't. Right. I'm glad that her dad is speaking out. Now, I do also want to talk about her husband. Now, trying to find out as much as I can on him, Robert Giuffre. Let me just see what I've got here. He was apparently a martial arts instructor. Let me just get this up. So they're saying that they married in 2022, but then other websites say they married or they met in 2002. So I think a lot of this is just misprints. I don't know. Or do they just keep changing their story? So I found this article here. Now, this was from before she died. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that even a handwriting? Only those close to her can tell us that, you know? We don't know. So she apparently, right, this is another thing. She met him while she was at a massage school in 2002. At Eggstein, why was he with Eggstein as well? He must have known him because it says here, who is her husband, Robert Giuffre? Are they estranged? Again, this was the 2nd of April. So this was before her death and after the bus crash, right? Prince Andrew and Eggstein accuser met the Aussie martial arts instructor at a massage school in Thailand 2002. Now, apparently, there's a lot of detail in, I think I found some of it as well, in the unsealed court documents. They've unsealed quite a bit. And in there, she wrote a draft for a book. And a part of this draft is in these court documents. And they've been revealing little pieces of it. And I think they do not want that getting out. That is why I think this has happened, because she started to name more and more people. I've found part of these documents, but I'm going to try and find the rest of them because I think this is something we should go through. And I also was told that she was going to publish this book. So it does seem to me like, in my opinion, she's been bumped off. That's just my opinion. So that's him and her. But they were going through a divorce at the time of her accident. Again, this is why I like these articles. This was written before she died. So it says she's in hospital. So this is when that had just happened. What do we know about her husband? Now, Virginia Giuffre, a prominent accuser of Eggstein, says she is in hospital after a car collided with her. Just getting into the chat, I say. Guys, hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. It does really, really help. Hi, Slim. How you doing? Does help a lot. And what are people saying in chat? Her dad worked at Malago. Yeah, her lawyer is something very, very dodgy about a lawyer. I think there's definitely more to this husband thing. Thank you. I think that's going to have to be a work in progress then, isn't it? Thank you.
It's tea.
Tasty.
It's a Sam. So
that one.
I've put too much. Yeah, I've put too much milk.
This one or that one?
Both of them.
Oh, doesn't it sugar either? Thank you. Thank you. I'm back now. So, again, this was after the hospital. After that, now to me, again, that looks to me like she's been hit, because there's actually a photograph of her from 2020 in hospital, and let's not forget that they said she said her husband beat her up in January. So this is when she was in hospital. The school bus driver had a bus full of distraught children and left the scene to get them back, saying he would file a police report. As we know, we've covered this before. Virginia was banged up and bruised and returned home. Her condition apparently worse, and she was admitted to hospital. So this was all before that. But what I want to look at is the husband. Oh, God, isn't he vile? So she lives in Perth, she did do, with her husband and children. However, recent reports suggest that Virginia and Robert may have split. So this was before we knew all about the split, because at first, if you remember, we never knew. We only found out after all this hospital stuff had come out that he had a restraining order. All of that was kept out of the press, and the split, because they're even here, they're just saying they may have split. So there they are together there. That looks quite recent, doesn't it? So apparently, Robert met Australian martial arts instructor, as per News Australia says. There's not much known about him, though an interview with Virginia's father gave to the Daily Mail after the accident hinted that she'd been going through a divorce. But now we know this now. But this is what they said at the time. She's very depressed, he told the news outlet her dad did. This was only a couple of weeks ago, folks. There's everything else she's been going through with the divorce and not being able to see her kids. This is the first we found out that she couldn't see her children. I've looked on Randy Quaid's Twitter, and he's not mentioned her that I can see. I've had a look. You know about Randy Quaid? So how did she meet her husband, who I believe is the father of her children? She met her husband over 2 decades ago. They reportedly first crossed paths while at a massage school in Thailand. Who owned the massage school? Was that owned by Eggstein? Do we know? Thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate that. And got married the same year. I find that weird. She met this guy and married him the same year. So, yeah, Tinker's got a lot of information, guys. She's very knowledgeable. Do we know what the massage school was called? Does anyone know? Let me just have a quick gander. Just give me a sec, folks. Go and put the kettle on if you while I'm just looking, if you want a cup of tea. Hang on. So it's Robert's back then, wasn't it? You two behave. Has the heat got to you? What? Georgie. Leave Momo. He's tie-tie. Gizmo, you okay? Mamel. Gizmo, What's the matter? You knackered? Is Mo? Mo? You're all right. Right, Georgie. George, leave him. He's tired, I think. You okay, Mo? You tight? You okay? It's right. Gizmo freaked me out then. He's just flopped over, but I think he's just tired because of the heat. Sorry, I'm back now. So, Thailand massage school. Right. I wonder if Eggstain owned that. See, I wasn't gone this deep into it yet, but while we're here, let's have a look. Though, Tink, you probably know because you know more than me about this stuff. Right. Okay. It was called the International Training Massage School in Chiang Mai. Right. Hang on. Let me just... She was sent there by Eggstain. Right, let me just do a quick gander and just see while you're all putting the kettle on or whatever it is you're doing. I wonder if it's still going. It is. It's still there. Right, what are people saying in chat? Hold on. Hi, Mr. Steve. I'm missing chat. Oh, how is he doing? I've got to send him some nuggies, but I didn't want to bother you because I know you're going through a lot. It says on Wiki that Virginia was sent to Thailand by Maxwell in order to bring back a certain girl. They don't say who. Well, that massage school is still there. I wonder who owns it. Let me just see who owns it. So Ghislaine procured Virginia Roberts, and then Eggstain wanted her to go and learn how to massage. Right, the International Massage Training School is owned by Master Chung Cole something and his wife. So I'd have to do a bit of a deeper dive into that and see who these people are. I think that's for another day. I'll do that off camera, on my own. So she met her husband there, right? They crossed paths at this massage school and got married the same year that she met him. She then cut off contact with Eggstain and Ghislaine. Prince Andy's legal team is said to have sought witness accounts from Robert. So that's her husband. Hang on a minute. Prince Andrew, here we go. Didn't I say, oh my God, it's all coming together now. Didn't I say that her husband had been either paid or threatened or something? Something made the husband turn on her, right? So look at this. Prince Andrew's legal team is said to have sought witness accounts from Robert, her husband, as part of the civil case in the US back in 2022. Now, that was when they started going through problems. Oh, my God. Think about it. Her husband was talking to Randy Andy's legal team. And 2022 is when they first started to split up. Yeah, I said it, didn't I, lovely jubbly? I knew there was something going on here with the husband, because the husband, right, has turned his back on her. I don't know whether you guys have been following this. There might be some people that haven't been with us through all this, right? But her husband had a restraining order against her. She couldn't even see her own children. And two of them, one's 15, one's 16. George, what are you doing? Georgie, what are you doing? Come on. Sorry about this, guys. It's very difficult with a puppy. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. He sold her out. But we don't know whether it's, I said this last week, is it money or did he threaten the children? I just find it really bizarre because She has came out, Virginia Roberts came out on many times and said that her husband and who she met here saved her. He saved her, and without him, she would be dead. That is exactly what she said. And then all of a sudden in 2022, just before the payout, they speak to her husband. I'm thinking that whoever said was he her handler, the husband, that he was her handler all along through the entire thing. What if, bear with me, what if the husband marrying her, right, was all a way of controlling her and keeping her quiet? For all we know, all of those victims were then passed on to an associate to marry, have children, and keep them out the way. Because what better way to keep them quiet than to keep your eyes on them? The saying goes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. What if, and again, this is just a theory, the husband was friends with Wexner, she met him here, and when the time come for her to start really speaking out, he had to go against her and stick up for Randy Andy, which is exactly what looks like happened. And then he threw her under the bus. Oh, thank you, Amethyst. Some people are a bit shy, aren't they? Then you're going to get the haters as well, darling. So what do we think about? Yeah, I'm not saying that this is definite, right? I don't know. It's just a theory. It's a theory. And there's a reason why I'm thinking of this, and I can't really say it publicly, but all I can say is that it does happen. It does happen where there are an abuse ring, and then one of them will then, when they get too old, they will then marry off with one of them. Yeah, does happen. That's all I can say. That's what I think's happened. Yeah, Tink knows a lot. That is what I think is has happened. Because why would Prince Andrew's legal team be speaking to her husband? You imagine your husband of 22 years, the father of your 3 children, who you met when you were going through all this, after all that time, is helping Randy Andy's legal team. That's why they got divorced. She would have gone absolutely ape, and then he got a restraining order against her. This is all coming together now. We've worked out a lot tonight. It's all coming together now. And then when she wouldn't stay quiet, they bumped her off. The husband failed on his job to keep quiet. Yeah, snake in the grass. Honestly, I think that's what's happened. Again, it's just my theory, but sorry, I just dropped something. There's a lot of evidence to support that theory, isn't there, here tonight? They share 3 children, according to the News Australia. The family moved from Cairns, don't know where Cairns is, to Perth in late 2020. Now, so she met her husband at this massage school that I have found the website for. We can have a little gander. So it's still going. Still going. Website's a bit naff. I do believe, and whoever said that maybe he was a handler, I think you were onto something. So this is the massage school. As you can see, it's still there. Still here. After all that time. Someone's giving a lot of money to it, aren't they? I wonder who that could be. The milestones of 92 to 2022. So this is where Eggstein sent her, and she just happened to meet her husband there. And his role was keep her quiet, marry her, give her some kids, give her the nice life. But, you know, whilst we're there, you know, make sure she doesn't say anything. And she started saying stuff. And then when Randy Andy was panicking, and he had to get him to speak out and stick up for him, obviously she's found out, hasn't she? She's found out. She has realised that her husband was been against her all along. So she's probably freaked out and gone nuts, which she would. It's a gaslighting, isn't it? And then he's got a restraining order against her, but he beat her. She went to the police and they did absolutely nothing. You're right, Mama. She went to the police. It's all on record. And she went to the hospital. I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of this is coming together. Again, we don't know. Nobody knows for sure because she's deceased now. But it sure looks like it to me. I know. Isn't it dodgy? Hello, Terminal 666. I don't know who you are, but I'm sub to you, so how you doing? You must be somebody we know. You've just changed your name, maybe. I know, Pam. I might not be, you know, I don't know. It just, what do people think? Do you think that it's a credible theory? It lush. Well, I don't know who you are, but I'm sub to you, apparently. The husband's gone quiet as well. His wife's dead, and yet he's silent. Now, a couple more things before we go. I'm going to end it on a funny video as well, just to try and lighten the mood a little bit. This is what I'm on about. I'm looking for so it's somebody that I know from Discord. So the family have revealed worms have revealed words from her journal after her suicide. So this journal, what I was just talking about, yeah, she was writing a book, like she'd done like a draft book, and she dropped a lot of names in this, and little by little this is getting released, and it only got released in court documents, right? I have got a little bit of this, but we need to go. I'm not going to do a talk about it too much tonight, but if we can get all of those court documents together and go through them, there's a lot in there, and the bits of her book are in the court documents. So Amanda, who's a sister-in-law, said words were found as they were going through journal entries that Virginia had written over the years, and stumbled upon this quote and thought it was a beautiful moment to share with you all. She believes Virginia meant for the note to be read worldwide. It's not clear when Virginia actually wrote these words in the journal. I don't know what words that is. Oh, it's this. I don't know whether she means that note that they found. Well, they made out, yeah, they made out like, hang on a minute, this doesn't make any sense. They're contradicting themselves yet again. All right. Now they're saying that note was found could have been written years ago in a journal, right? Yet they were just saying that she wrote it recently and planned to take it to a protest on Wednesday today in Washington, D.C. So it's gone from being a suicide note to a note that she wrote to take, even though she lives in Australia, to a protest in Washington, D.C. today. And now they're saying it's notes that she'd written in a journal from years ago. So the note's got 3 different things now. They are literally just making stuff up as they're going along now. This is journalism, guys. Welcome to journalism in 2025. Because people don't have the patience all the time to sit here and go through all this like what we are now. So that they won't pay attention to it. The journalists have become so lazy because they know that the public are lazy. No one's going to sit and check that their stories all add up. But every time we go a little bit digging on anything like this, none of it makes any sense, does it? They were going through journal entries now. So it's not a suicide note anymore. They've changed it. So her father, as we know, is urging authorities to dig deeper. That's his words. He wants the authorities to dig deeper. So just a couple more articles I just want to show you before we go. And this is why I believe that she may have been bumped off. Because these journals, she was writing this book, like I said to you before, right? She was starting to drop names. Now, anyone that's been following this all this time will know that this is nothing new, that they dropped a lot of this a long, long time ago. The names on the egg stain list were dropped a long, long time ago. Gosh, I didn't want to be on this long. But they were starting to drop them in the mainstream media. So these are the names that were being dropped. Let me just get this up. Now, a lot of you will already know these names because you've been following this. Les Wexner was one of them. She claimed she was trafficked to him and had sex with him multiple times. He looks so evil. He's another one of these billionaires. So she named him. Look at this, guys, newly unsealed court documents. This is why I think she was killed. It was all coming out. Now, this was published on the 9th of January, 2024. Oh, DJ Rockford, they keep doing that and not sending notifications out. I'm so sick of it, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's YouTube. They're worse on my other channel. Hi, Brum Vixen. You're all right, darling. So this was on the 9th of January, 2024, over a year ago, and they'd newly released some court documents, and these names were starting to come out. So in this court transcript, this is what I mean. We need to get hold of the entirety of those court transcripts. So if you remember, he is the former CEO of Victoria's Secret. Remember them and all the trouble that he got into? And in 1987, Wexner hired Eggstein to work as his financial manager, with Wexner granting Eggstein power of attorney over his massive fortune. Wexner is the person who actually made Eggstein who he was. It just follow the money, guys. So also in the deposition, Giuffre says she wore different types of lingerie for Wexner, adding it was Maxwell who set it up and it wasn't at Wexner's request. So these are some of the court documents. Now we need to get hold of them, read the docs, launch the gallery. That'll be on a different stream, so I'm ending this in a moment. Asked specifically if it was Victoria's Secret, Giuffre said she didn't recall the exact brand. Giuffre also claims she met Bill Clinton twice and Al Gore once via Eggstein, but doesn't say she had sex with them. Let's not forget when Eggstein died and they broke into his New York mansion, that there was the picture on the wall, let's not forget, of Bill Clinton in the dress. Do you remember the blue dress? That was the most bizarre thing ever. Maybe we should revisit that. They seem to be okay with us talking about it now on YouTube. They didn't like it before. Can't say his name. Wexner has never been charged with any crimes related to Eggstein. After his arrest, Wexner claimed he severed ties with Eggstein in 2007 and denied knowledge of the crimes. Famous friends. The Eggstein drops have continued this week and more names are being mentioned. See, it's all coming out. It is all... He did have an egg-shaped penis. He did. That comment's not showing up on the StreamYard and it's been removed by YouTube and no one's not letting me show it. But Terminal 6 has made a very good comment. And you know what? I totally forgot about that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. He had an egg-shaped... I'm not joking. Hi, Dave, across the pond, across the other side of the world. What are people saying down your way, mate, in Australia? So one more article and then we're going to call it a day. How long have we been on? An hour. Right. So this was the 4th of January, 2024. So this was just before that last one. And again, this is in the documents. Terminal, who are you? Tell me who you are. Let me go to your channel again. I'm sub to you. Right. Yeah, so this is what I like about going back. Oh, you are Lush. You're actually Lush. I thought you meant you were just saying Lush. Oh. Thank you. I'll give you a spanner. I thought you were just saying Lush. As in like Lush. Okay, so this was victim told to name drop Derswitch. Now, if you remember, somebody we're not allowed to talk about because I got in trouble when I talked about him before, but the name was Isaac. Their first name was Isaac. All right. And their last name began with a K. Now, hang on a minute. George, what's the matter? Do you need a wee-wee? George, hang on. George is tapping. George, it's my last article. All right. I'll be 2 minutes. Okay. Oh, 2 minutes. You can go out the back. The back door's open. Go out the back for a wee. Why do you have to go out the front? Because the hedgehogs are out. That's why, isn't it? So Alan Derswitch was a lawyer, and now he was named by Isaac, the K, then the Y at the end. We can't say the name. As one of these who are involved in all this. And let's not forget, right, before Isaac K was unalived, right? Because this is stuff that I was talking about years ago. Hang on a minute. Let me just message out. Hold on a minute. George, he can go out if he wants. The back door's open. Al's out the back. Can you hear him tapping my laptop? Can you hear him? Tap, tap, tap. AI, please come and get George. He can go out the back if he wants, but no, he wants to go out the front because the hedgehogs are out there. Go for a wee out the back. Or if you wait for Daddy to come and get you. Right, okay. He's coming now. Can you just let him go out the front, please? Or take him. He's going nuts. He's just punched my laptop.
Has he spotted some little hamsters?
No, I think he's due for a wee now, isn't he? Sorry, I'm nearly ending this now. So Giuffre was told to pay famed attorney Alan Dershowitz as a P-file to make a book about her sex abuse claims more appealing to publishers, according to newly unsealed court documents. The documents obtained by TMZ include email correspondence between Ghislaine and UK journalist Sharon Churcher, I don't know who that is. Giuffre is telling Churcher she found a ghostwriter to pen her story. She says, I wanted to put the names of these arseholes, oops, I meant to say pedos, that J.E. sent to me. Now, he is a very, very dodgy character, that Alan Dershowitz. But we can go deeper into that if you want. So, responses put from the journalist, don't forget Alan Dershowitz, J.E.'s buddy and lawyer. Good name for your pitch, as he wrecked Klaus von Bülow, and a movie was made about that case. I don't know what that is. We all suspect Alan is a paedophile, and though no proof, you probably met him when he was hanging out with J.E. So this was the 10th of May 2011. These are the emails between this Churcher woman and Giuffre. Hello, gorgeous. What a strange way. So this is from Virginia. So Virginia's saying that she wants a ghostwriter to write up these memoirs and to name drop. This is so bizarre. Giuffre did not accuse Dershowitz of having sex with her until years later, December 2014. He's denied the allegation. So I'm going to leave it there because it's getting too deep now, and I don't think YouTube are going to like us talking about this because they really... Can you just take him out? He's crying. So the thing is, if we are literally touching upon areas now where they won't like it. So I think if we want to go deeper, we're going to have to go on to what's it called? Either Rumble or Twitter or something. You can stream. Anyone know? Can you stream on Twitter now? Because I might start streaming on Twitter. So I've brought you up to date anyway with everything that we know so far. So her father, just a quick recap. You can, thank you, Lush. So her father, her lawyer have both come out and said, I'm not on Twitter. Twitter's really good now, you know. There's a lot of ads on it, though. I have the premium, but the middle one. Oh, one more thing I want to show you before we go. Sorry. And I want to show you the funny video as well. To try and lighten the mood, because all this stuff is so depressing, isn't it? I want to show you a funny video. I'm going to try and do that every time now. Laura Loomer has said, this was 4 days ago, the day after. I don't believe, anyone doesn't know Laura Loomer is, she's a pretty big right-wing personality, should we say, in the US. Some people say she's a shill. I don't know. They say everyone's a bloody shill now. I don't believe that Virginia Giuffre committed S-side, just like I don't believe that Eggstein committed S-side. First, she gets in a car crash. Now they say she killed herself. Sounds like someone wanted her dead. Still no Eggstein files. Imagine that. And let's not forget, Pat Bondi promised that they were going to be out. And there's absolutely nothing. Look at this. Eggstein was murdered and Patrick Bryan has the evidence to prove it. Virginia was also murdered for the same reasons. Are they blaming it on the Israelis? They always blame that. Everything gets blamed on them. So annoying. Hillary strikes again, someone's saying. In action figure. Ha! It's funny. So people are really questioning this now, right? People are asking questions about what's going on, which is good. It's a good thing, isn't it? Boys, Mama's tired, George. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I know people say he's still alive. I don't think he is personally. That's just my opinion. I think that he was bumped off because people don't realise he wasn't as high. He wasn't as high up as what people think. He wasn't even a billionaire. He was a millionaire. He wasn't a billionaire. And that was proven. George, I think he can clean his own privates, okay? I know you love each other as brothers, but it's weird. Dogs are so weird. Could you put that pizza in for me? All right. Yeah. What was that? Okay, right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to have something to eat, and I've not eaten anything today. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. Laura Patriot is good. She thinks that VG. Yeah, I've been. Again, I'm not sure anymore about Virginia. I know he has, but is it him? I had the footage years ago of him, of the helicopter going over, and he was sat in the car and all this stuff. Guys, I just don't know. All right, I just don't know. Oh, funny video time. Okay, I'm going to try my best to get one of these at the end of every live stream, just because it's a bit of fun, isn't it? So here we go. Now, I didn't know that crows had white stripes, but this is definitely a crow and not a magpie. You may have seen this video before that I'm about to show you, but if you haven't, even if you have, it's funny. It's quite an old vid now. So again, it's just a bit of fun. 6 years ago. George, what's the matter? 6 years ago now. You ready? It's hilarious. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, lovely jubbly. Hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. Remember, helps the algorithms, and it lets me know what you like. Get ready for this, folks. You won't believe this. It's only a few seconds. A crow is talking in a Yorkshire accent. It's got a white stripe, but it is definitely a crow and not a magpie. Listen to this.
You're right, look. You're right, look. You're right, look. You all right? I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
George, what? George is attacking my laptop. Daddy took you out. What's the matter? I think he's just jealous because I'm on my laptop. Right, one more time, folks.
You're right, look. You're right, look. You're right, look. You're all right, look. You all right? I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
I'm all right. I'm all right. All right, George. Bloody hell. You see, he's just grabbed my laptop. I think that's brilliant. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant. We'll try and do a silly animal video at the end of each live stream, just because we're talking about such serious stuff, and it lightens the mood slightly. So, Lucy, I'm really glad to see you back. I don't know where Jan is. She's probably gone to bed because I've been so late the last few streams. I don't mean to go this late, but the problem is that up till about 8, 8:30, I'm walking George. I'm getting the hedgehog stuff and the bird stuff for the next day, and I don't really come in till about 8:30. So this is why I'm running so late. But I'm sorry, my streams have been a bit later. I'll do my best to get an earlier stream, maybe about 7, because I know a lot of people are in bed early that come over. Anyway, the replay is up for everyone who wants to watch. Thank you again to Amethyst for the memberships and to Furry for the super duper chat. You can join the memberships on either one or none or one. It's up to you. And you know where it all goes anyway. So we're going for a third 4K camera so we can watch all the animals. Eventually, I'm going to set up, it's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to set up a 24-hour live stream on the bird feeder. That'll be good. And then 12-hour live streams on the hedgehogs. So that's something that we'd work towards. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all for joining me. And it's intriguing, this one, isn't it? Anyway, next time I'll give you an update on Gene Hackman case. There's been some more body cam footage released, and we're going to get to see the state of his house. And apparently it was really bad. So I've only seen bits of that. So we'll get an update, and the full autopsy's out as well now. So I'll update you all on that. It'll either be tomorrow or Friday. And that's it. Right. Okay. Good night, everybody. Good night. God bless. Thanks for watching. Bye.